It's the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew. I'll see you at the half.
We're in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a sweeping look at City Hall. Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Doris Burke bringing us great reports from the sideline. Our starting lineups to look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First for Los Angeles, Kendall Marshall out there with Jody Meeks. And holding down the paint out of the University of Arizona, 6'10", rebounder, good shot blocker, and Jordan Hill. That's Johnson, and it's Gasol, and it's the 4. And for Philadelphia, Carter Williams alongside Evan Turner at guard. And Spencer Hawes, a skilled 7-footer with great shooting touch out of the University of Washington. Then it's Thompson, and it's Young in at the 4 spot.
Well, you know, when you play against the teams in the West, you need to have a solid front court or you're going to struggle. And last year the Sixers thought they had the answer with Andrew Bynum, but he never played a game for them, so they really struggled against the West.
And trouble it was for the 76ers against the West, Clark, as you were talking about. They would end up with just a 12-18 record against the conference. And many wondering, Steve, what could have been.
Well, and 12-18 isn't actually that bad considering, you know, the state of the roster with the injuries and the new players. So I thought all in all, the 76ers fought hard most of the year, but they just didn't have enough in the tank.
Clock at 6, and Marshall kicks to Johnson. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Johnson's got the first points on the scoreboard for the Lakers.
And that's a nice way for his team to get started.
Yeah, really nice start for his team to get out in front here.
And it's Turner off the drive. Thompson misses. Here's Marshall.
You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
Outside, Meeks. No what? So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Marshall passes to Hill. Johnson outside. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Johnson's got his second basket of the night. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Pau Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Pau, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
Here's Meeks. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. Hill dishes to Meeks. Launches it. And another 3 for the Lakers.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively. Well, let's start with the positive in the Lakers postseason. They did make it. That's all that can be said is the dramatic passing of Utah and the Rockets down the stretch to take the 7th seed was really the lone highlight of what would be a quick exit from the playoff swarm.
So it's the Lakers now after the missed 3 from Thompson. Hill sets the screen for Marshall. Meeks inside the 3-point line. Thompson with the rebound.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Chris Kaman is checked in for Hill. Sean Williams checks in for Pau Gasol. Nick Young's checked in for Wesley Johnson. And it's Henry in for Jody Meeks. Here's Roten. Going back to the Lakers, swept in 4 straight by the Spurs, and none of the games really that close. Spurs, Steve, just dominated them in every sense of the word. Injuries didn't help either.
No, they didn't help, but you know, the Spurs just outplayed whoever was on the floor for LA. And I think a lot of people thought that the Spurs would be a good first-round matchup for the Lakers, but that notion was quickly squashed. San Antonio just totally dominant.
And Marshall kicks to Henry. Marshall Marshall gets a screen from Young. Here's Marshall with 1 on the clock. No good on the buzzer beater. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Lakers on top. They lead by 5. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Now the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done 2 things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
The 76ers trail by 5.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and this offseason they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets. Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, there are some analysts who call Nerlens Noel a savant shot blocker.
Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you can be here with us. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Doris Burke bringing us great reports from the sideline. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Rockets, Beverly and Harden man the back. And inside at center from Turkey, one of the best defending big men in the game, 7-footer Omer Asher. Then there's Green, and it's Robinson in at the 4 set. And looking at this Clippers team, Collison is out there with Anderson. And inside at center, along 6'11", the sky-sweeping big man out of Texas A&M, DeAndre Jordan. And it's Griffin in at the 4 spot.
Hey, I think we all knew that the Clippers were good last year, but we really took notice when they rattled off those 17 wins in a row in December. That was a franchise record, which had previously been 11, and that's when the league really took notice.
So the Clippers win the tip. Anderson outside. Back to Collison. Puts it up from 17. Dishes it to Powell. Back to Jordan. Robinson on him. The second chance effort. Here's Griffin. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up.
Well, I can't imagine anybody being more terrifying to an opposing center than Blake Griffin. When he gets going, when he's heading your direction, and you're trying to come over to help defensively, and he explodes, you better believe that you're going to be watching what he does on the highlight reels for the next 24 hours at least.
Yeah, you just aren't safe around him. Watch out below. Even if you're not guarding him, you're in danger of being posterized and dunked on. He's always buzzing around the hoop. And you know what? He does it by putbacks and also off the dribble.
Griffin hits them both. Clippers on defense. Here's Beverly. Green, the screen. Harden right side. Launches it. Green. It's good on the putback.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
Yeah, it's the anticipation more than anything. It's understanding where that ball is going before anybody else on the floor does.
Darren Collison, DC, as he's known, is a guy that does everything you want from a point guard at a decent level, but really doesn't excel at anything in a great fashion. Sort of falls into the jack-of-all-trades category.
Come on, you can hit this.
He misses the free throw. And, Clark, you mentioned Collison not dominant in any one category. What area, Steve, do you think that Darren Collison can improve in?
Well, he can be a very good defender when he puts pressure on defenses, so he's got to focus on that end of the floor. And then offensively, he probably shoots a little bit more often than he should. At that size, you want a guard who's going to get your team into an offense.
Here's Beverly. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Robinson passes to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide-open look.
Houston found their way back into the playoffs last season, but really it wasn't because they were a tough team on the road. They only had 16 wins away from Houston last season.
Now here's Anderson. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Beverly. He's covered by Collison. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And Clark, as you were talking about, the Rockets weren't nearly as troublesome to teams last year when they found themselves in the away locker room. Mostly, Steve, it came down to their offense not having quite as much punch.
Well, most teams don't score as much on the road as they do at home, but for the Rockets, 5 points differential between home and away, it's pretty dramatic. And I think that was one of the reasons why we saw them struggle when they left Houston and tried to get a win.
Now here's Collison. On the high post, he drills it. 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Harden outside. Feeds it to Ush. Green. Green gets a screen from Ushik. Green kicks to Beverly. Fires from deep. That is good. Beverly's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Takes it from 10, and the basket good. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Harden outside. Kicks to Beverly. Back to Harden. 6 to shoot. From the baseline. Off the left rim and out.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Clippers ahead. They lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here.
You know, for a long time, people would look at Staples as the Lakers' home where the Clippers just happen to be sharing space. But the Clippers let everybody know that they called this Staples Center home as well last year. And I thought they were a force in front of their Rabbits fans.
Rockets trail. Well, Clark, as you said, the Clippers really starting to make waves on the landscape here in L.A. as they surpassed the Lakers in wins last season. You know, a big part of that was, Steve, their ability to win here at home.
Yeah, 32 wins here at Staples, and when they got out and ran, this place was really rocking. And this Clipper team has a roster full of guys that can make a play that ignites a crowd. And some new additions this year, new coaching staff. A lot going on for this Clipper team.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Doc Rivers, the new head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers, said after last season, quote, there were times last year when they were the best team in the league. So I clearly think this is an extremely talented basketball team. But can we do that now in the postseason as opposed to just the regular season? That'll be the true test, gentlemen.
Yeah, championship mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Houston. Here's Franklin. Pass to Chambers. Green, the screen. And the basket by Chambers. Chambers got his second basket of the night.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Thompson, a screen on Butler. Powell dishes to Thompson. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Pass to Chambers. Back to Butler. Houston moving it around. But three cannot hit. The Clippers go the other way with it.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team. The Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset. But it wasn't meant to be.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Green with a screen on Evans. Chambers the pass to Green. Misses off the right angle. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But, Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
And that one falls for Evans.
You know, you go through the regular season, guys, and set all sorts of records for your franchise and wins and winning streaks and all that. You win your division for the first time ever, your first 50-win season, and what do you get for it? Bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It's still progress, though, and I think the Clippers will use that for motivation this season.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Omer Asik, he's checked in for Johnson. And Neely subbed in for Franklin. And both free throws good for Evans. Well, Clark, as you said, the Clippers got up 2-zip on the Grizzlies, but all of a sudden it came to a crashing halt. As Steve, they dropped 4 consecutive games, and just like that, we're out of the postseason.
Yeah, injuries played a part. Blake Griffin sprained his ankle, but I think the Clippers were exposed a little bit too. They're limited offensively on the front line, and maybe not quite enough shooting, but that's why they made the moves in the offseason. And they're looking to pick up and make some improvement in that regard.
We knew what was going to happen with that one when he got his hands on it.
Yeah, you know, if the ball comes to him off the offensive boards, Clark, it's going to go back down hard.
It's amazing how many points he salvages for his team.
And so here are the Clippers. The Rockets making the shot. Passes it to Braxton. Shot clock at 5. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Green with the rebound. Here's Chambers. They get it again. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. First trip to the line for him here. Chambers. First one falls for him. And the Rockets making a change here. Chambers hits them both.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to the halftime report for this Thursday night. The Clippers battling hard in this one. They've boosted their offense with a steady diet of made free throws. And it's also been a strong start for the Rockets. Second chance points, a major key so far. They've been the first to the ball whenever there's a missed shot. Certainly an impressive start by Jeff Green. Nothing comes easy. He's done the hard work, and they could pull it out once they get to the second half. And that'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Second half is just around the corner. Thanks so much for stopping by.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Have to like what we're seeing from Chambers.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just the little things that make all the difference. He's been terrific in so many areas out there.
You know, the numbers don't necessarily jump out at you, but he's really making his presence felt out there with everything he's doing.
Here's Beverly. The feed now to Usher. He kicks it to Green. He passes it to Harden. Anderson with the block. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Gentlemen, James Harden led the NBA last season, averaging over 8.5 made free throws per game. He's one of the masters at drawing contact and said, quote, "It gives me confidence to get some easy free throws and open up my entire game. I just try to be aggressive and get to the basket. It opens up my jump shot and opens up my teammates with defenders helping off." Guys, the Rockets more than happy running their offense through James.
Well, it certainly seems like a smart move for him. Thanks, Doris. The first free throw is good.
It was a nice season for former Indiana Pacer Darren Collison last year. Acquired by the Mavs, he stepped into the starting role and responded fairly well.
And he makes both free throws. And for Collison last season, he shot the ball well and upped his rate of scoring and assists.
And it's the increase in assists that encourages me, Kevin. He's not a dynamic playmaker, but I think he's becoming a solid one. And with his quickness and shooting, you know, he really just needs to be more of a point guard, more of a distributor to reach his full potential.
But they recover it. The Clippers in the lead. Picked by Griffin. And Anderson kicks to Powell. Outside Collison. Griffin sets the screen for Collison. And the three off target.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
And the Clippers call time here. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with one trying to bring their team here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the traders going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. And so important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
And the Rockets making a change here. Johnson's checked in. There's a minute 34 left here in the third quarter. Griffin dishes to Powell. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Back to Collison. The pass to Griffin. 5 on the clock. Fader on the way. The shot no good. Houston in the lead. Johnson, the pass to Ashi. Here's Harden on the wing. He dishes it to Robinson. Griffin on him. The baseline J. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Now here's Griffin. Again, Griffin missing.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Harden gets a screen from Robinson. It's Harden with the drive. From the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Now it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
They better not make it 3 straight, because now all of a sudden you're looking at a hot streak.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
Rockets leading by 4.
Shot clock is off. This should be the last possession of the quarter.
That's what they should have in mind here.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Come get it.
1 second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. The third quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Clippers trail by 4. Now here's Collison. Collison off the pick from Braxton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Collison, and right through it goes. Collison's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. Here's Beverly. He feeds it to Harden. Now the dish to Beverly. No good, as the Clippers taking it the other way. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Powell, the pass to Braxton. Dishes to Collison. To tie it up, and the jumper is on the mark. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Well, they've really kind of struggled offensively here, so I think this timeout is for him to really draw something up, maybe get an easy two and get their confidence back.
You know, sometimes an easy basket out of a break is just what you need to get things back on track, and coaches always have plays specifically for that situation, coming out of timeouts for an opportunity to get a bucket.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's Beverly. He's covered by Collison. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Off target from three-point range. The Clippers shooting around 40% from the floor here. Collison against Harden. Doubled by Usher. They now take the lead.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
One shot.
Those and ones can be really critical moments in a tight game like this one.
It's trailed by 3. Harden gets to Beverly. Back to Harden. No good again that time.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Unhindered, going all the way. That's good.
A little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
Clippers have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Anderson gets the screen from Powell. Anderson can't get it to go.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
It's Harden with the drive. There's the 3. No good from Beverly. So it's the Clippers now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Darren Ellison. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
The 3 from Harden. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
Well, he's building the house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. It's a 2-possession game now.
Timeout called for Rockets. They're down by 5. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, they need to draw something up here. I think they'll go for a quick 2. And if not, maybe break somebody free for a long three-pointer.
And they have to know they need to foul right after the shot goes in as well.
Seconds left to play in the final quarter. Connects! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
Here's Powell. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
At the line for 2.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 3-point lead. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. The three from Harden. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Now it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Darren Collison.
Boston Celtics going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
And just an absolutely gorgeous view here of downtown Los Angeles, seen from high above. Welcome to this Thursday night edition of the NBA alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan on 2K Sports. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. First for the Celtics, speedy backcourt of Rondo and Bradley. Ika Okoye. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Sellinger in at the power forward. And for the Clippers, Collison is out there with Anderson. And inside at center, a long 6'11", the sky-scraping big man out of Texas A&M, DeAndre Jordan. And it's Griffin in at the power forward position.
You know, a big part of why the Celtics dropped so much last season was they weren't very good on the road. Ended with a 14-27 record away from home, which was by far the lowest of any team in the East that made the playoffs.
So the Clippers win the tip. Collison with it. Now Griffin inside. Rondo with the steal. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Rondo's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Celtics. And as you said, Clark, rarely can you win just over a third of your road games like the Celtics did and expect to make the playoffs. And had they played closer to 500 on the road, Steve, there's a good chance they could have ended up as the 5th or the 4th seed.
Well, in the Celtics case, it wasn't their defense, Kevin. It was their offense that betrayed them when they went out onto the road. They just couldn't win the close games. And some of it was just age and injury. But so many of those road losses from last year, it just came back to haunt them, and that's why they ended up with that 7 seed.
Now, here's Bradley. After Darren Collison's miss, shot clock at 6. Rondo kicks to Okoye. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Yeah, when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them, Kevin, because he's just a constant presence and a threat defensively in the paint.
And I've also got to say, Steve, that I really like how he's able to adapt defensively to really whatever the situation is. There are a number of ways he can come at you at that end of the floor.
Now here's Collison. Now the feed to Jordan. Back to Collison. Anderson outside for 3. No luck. Now Boston takes it the other way.
Well, I tell you what, the Clippers playing in the Western Conference knew they'd have to take care of business facing Eastern Conference opponents, and they did. 21-9 against the East, and a bunch of highlight real plays along the way.
And for the Clippers against the East, they had a winning record against every division out there. That's exactly what any coach, Steve, would hope for at the start of the season.
And you'll remember the Clippers went on that big streak in December, and I think the early part of the season they won 17 games in a row. A lot of those games out on the road back east. So I thought that established the tone for the Clippers for last year.
That free throw good from Sullinger.
You know, Jared Sullinger was one of the top prospects in the 2012 draft, but concerns about his back dropped him to the 21st pick by Boston. And, you know, those concerns were well-founded. He ended up going under the knife in February after a back issue in Boston. He did play well, though, prior to that injury.
Both shots good from the stripe. Well, back to Sullinger. He'd been playing pretty much all season in pain, showing a lot of grit and toughness, I thought, Clark, as the season wore on.
Yeah, Kevin, and the good news as his back recovers is that his game was never really based on his leaping ability. His game is low to the ground, based on savvy and skill. He's strong, powerful, and again, very skilled. So the recovery prognosis is good, and I think he's looking forward to a long and productive career. He's a really good basketball player. Not many teams, guys, in the East did very well against the West last season. And that in mind, you could call Boston's 14-16 record against the conference better than most.
You come on, you can hit this.
The first free throw is good. And for the Celtics against the West, even in the shortened season, they were having a lot of trouble with some of the bigger lineups, Steve. More of the up-tempo teams out west.
Well, the Celtics were old and a little bit small, too. Kevin Garnett played center last year, so they played a lot of small lineups. And when you're small and you're old, sometimes, you know, that's going to cost you, particularly on the road.
Collison hits them both. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. We've seen a quick start here for the Celtics. Now here's Rondo. He kicks to Stuckey. Back to Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Good D.
Shoots from the line. And slammed in by Verjao.
Boy, what a throwdown after doing a great job to corral the rebound.
Well, you know, there aren't that many players with a better nose for the ball than him.
Agreed.
And with the D always scattered after an offensive rebound, he knows exactly how to get that to work for him.
Here's Collison after the made shot from Verjao. The pass to Powell. Back to Collison. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Well, this is an area of concern for this club. They only shot 71% from the line last year.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
That free throw good from Collison. The Celtics making a switch here. Collison hits them both. Celtics leading by 5. Crawford passes to Olynyk. Back to Crawford. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Verjao. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And this is why you need size inside. The ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics out in front. They lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What do you guys think about the Celtics here in this one?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
And here's Crawford. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. Back to Crawford. Stuckey outside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Clock at 6. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Last season, a hard one for Stuckey. Pistons finally shifted him back to his natural shooting guard position. A lot of people thought he would break out, but instead, he had his lowest field goal percentage and scoring average since his rookie season.
The first one falls. And towards the end of last season, Rodney Stuckey finally seemed to get untracked.
Well, I tell you, early in his career, I really liked his potential. He's got tremendous talent, a strong slasher who can get to the line. Those are the kind of players who can usually be relied upon to produce buckets. We'll see how he bounces back.
And the Celtics making a change here. Rondo's checked in. And so Stuckey nails both of them. Clippers trail by 7. Evans outside. He dishes it to Powell. It's rebounded by Olynyk.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Crawford dishes to Rondo. Pass to Verjao. He feeds it to Stuckey. Kicks it to Crawford. Here's Olynyk. The Clippers grab the miss. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Hey, guys. guys. Well, for Doc Rivers, the former Boston Celtics head coach and now new Los Angeles Clippers head coach, and certainly a tough emotional choice for Rivers to move on. His quote saying, "I always knew when I took the job with Boston that I would love the Celtics. I knew I would love the tradition and the players, but I had no idea how much I would fall in love with the city and the people in it. Honestly, I get emotional thinking about it. I will cherish every single moment I had in Boston." And guys, hopefully that love returned by the Beantown faithful.
Well, Doris, that fan passion can cut both ways. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. The Celtics making a switch here. The Clippers have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. The free throw drops for Powell. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, the Celtics with the lead. Crawford outside. Back to Parsons. Pass to Crawford. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Parsons. Launches it. They grab their own miss. And the basket by Olynyk.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Collison kicks to Powell. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Chandler Parsons. The Clippers have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
2 shots.
Easy points, come on!
The free throw drops for Powell. Anderson Varejão's checked in for the Celtics. And both free throws good from Powell. 54 seconds left to play here in the half. Now Rondo. Left side Parsons. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Parsons got his first basket.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Feeds it to Powell. Doubled by Varejão. Powell, the pass to Braxton. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
The Celtics making a switch here. Sullinger's checked in. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Crawford dishes to Rondo. And the rejection by Collison. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
Rondo!
15 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Crawford's shot is good.
That's his first three-pointer of the second half, which actually makes it his first of the game.
Here's Collison. Knocks it loose. From half court, shot is up. And so that's the end of the first half. Celtics lead by 6. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Now, presented by Sprint.
I'm Damon Bruce. Thanks for joining us on the Halftime Show. The Celtics taking care of business. Tenacious offensive rebounding. Their second chance points are piling up. Ekon Okoye making a big contribution. And getting into the mix, Rajon Rondo. On the Clippers side of things, they're managing to hang around. We've seen them getting to the foul line, taking advantage of what the other team's giving them. And that'll be it for us here. Thanks so much for joining me. Now it's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We hope to see you around next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from Powell.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters.
Celtics leading by 6. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, for Jared Sullinger, drafted to the Celtics last season, it was a great opportunity to learn from one of the best big men ever to play the game in Kevin Garnett. Sullinger said, "You're learning every day, and as you're seeing what he's seeing, the game slows down tremendously." Fortunately, Jared not the type to take criticism personally, saying, quote, "Because I had Zach Sullinger as a coach," he says, referring to his father James, who taught him the game. And guys, Garnett praised Sullinger's incredible IQ for the game and no-nonsense demeanor. He's fit right in with the Celtics.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you. Now, here's Collison. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Griffin sets the screen for Collison. Dishes it to Powell. Shot clock at 5. He passes it to Griffin. Shoots, and it's good off the glass.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside, take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Griffin is doing amazing things on the court and off the court. I mean, his charisma and sense of humor really have made him one of the more marketable players in the entire league.
Pass to Rondo. The feed to Parsons. There's 1:38 left in the third. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Going back to Griffin, he spent a summer interning with an LA-based comedy website. I'm reading here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a love for comedy, and playing in LA, that's a great opportunity for him to work on the entertainment side of things. And of course, he does have a real job with the Clippers. He's got to focus there.
He does. But those commercials he's in are fun.
They are good.
They're good. They get it back. Okoye, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
The Celtics shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
Success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Some changes for Boston. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Both free throws good from Okoye. 1:10 left in the third. Collison kicks to Powell. Back to Collison. There's the pass to Powell. From outside, off the mark.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
Now here is Varejau. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
A 3 from Anderson. Rebounded by Okoye. Okoye's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Bradley with the ball. Now defended by Powell. Stuckey working against Anderson. Takes a shot at the elbow. And too long on the shot. And here comes Collison. Leaps for it. It's stolen by Bradley. 1 second left. And the miss. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Celtics out in front. They're up by 10. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some as there is more basketball in store. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, rebounding and second chance opportunities have been a huge factor in this game.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
And here are the Clippers now after the missed three from Bradley. Pass to Braxton. 6 to shoot. It's rebounded by Okoye. Okoye's got his 4th rebound in this one. Bradley passes to Okoye. Stuckey the open look. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Stuckey's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Celtics. He kicks it to Anderson. Okoye with the block, but they get it back. Another shot. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Didn't matter that he was surrounded. He was the guy who muscled everybody else out of the way to get that board.
Anderson dishes to Griffin. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. And the Celtics making a change here. And the Clippers call time here. They're losing by 12. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Anderson kicks to Collison. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
At the line, your Clippers, Darren Ellison. At the line for 2.
That free throw good from Collison. So he gets them both. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Anderson against Bradley. Rondo with the ball. Back to Bradley. 5 on the clock. 6 feet out. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Free throw good from Bradley. And the Clippers making a change here. Griffin's checked in. And so Bradley nails both of them.
You know, Avery Bradley missed the first 3 months of last season after undergoing surgery on both shoulders, fellas. I mean, when Rondo went down with his ACL tear, Bradley stepped into the starting point guard role, and I thought performed very well.
Collison, the pass to Jordan, and the rebound goes to Rajon Rondo. And the Celtics shooting about 35% from the floor, not much falling for them. Parsons, the open look, and it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And the Celtics lead by 14.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact his rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down on the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense and is very consistent. And for Bradley, a tremendous defender, and Steve able to defend either the 1 or the 2.
Well, he's listed at 6'2", but he has incredibly long arms and quick feet. So he's strong enough to guard bigger players, but his best attribute is putting pressure on the ball. It's a nightmare just trying to bring the ball up the floor against Bradley.
One of the best on-ball defenders, wouldn't you say, in the NBA?
Yeah, no doubt.
And here's Anderson. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And there's Darren Collison on the assist by Anderson.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time.